So, Wall Street and consumers are dumping Elon Musk. That's the subject of today's video. And check out these headlines. Tesla's brand is toxic and its sales are in the toilet. That's on February 10th, 2025. Also today, Morgan Stanley kicks off 2.97 billion loan sale for X. And basically, they lent out money to Elon Musk to buy X. I think the total was 13 billion. There was a bunch of Wall Street banks involved. They actually took a loss on the loans and are now currently trying to dump them. At the moment, they're saying 98 cents on the dollar, so that's better than it was before. And they're essentially trying to paint it as a much better situation than it actually is. I laugh because I think we all know that Elon Musk and Tesla are toxic. And so I actually am curious entirely who is buying these loans. I have a suspicion there might be foreign money involved with this stuff. It doesn't say clearly, but they are shopping it around and they're trying to say, hey guys, advertisers are coming back to Elon Musk. They're trying to tell you that Elon Musk is going to have the greatest AI company in the world. And then we'll get more on that, but it's actually interesting. But if you want to buy a Musk debt, it's 9.5% interest. And I think they're trying to clear it all off the books. We have a comment from the community from Judith. Judith sees right through this. She says, Musk's fortune is fluff. It is all paper and living off the good graces of the government through procurement and subsidies. He is also heavily leveraged with debt. He ain't what he seems. And yes, Judas, we talk about this stuff several times on the channel. And for those who don't know, it's Elon Musk does not take a salary from Tesla, but he gets a bunch of stock options, these kind of things. And then what he does, he uses the stock, which can fluctuate very, very quickly, right? He borrows money on that, be it lines of credit or otherwise, or makes deals with Wall Street to make acquisitions, in this situation X. And then Wall Street ends up essentially holding the bag, and now they're trying to dump that debt off to other people. On top of that, recently, Elon Musk and Tesla insiders, or I should say Tesla insiders, or insiders to Elon Musk and Tesla are dumping. And so this would be the Tesla CFO, so that's their chief financial officer. This is the new one because the other one quit, which we talked about, I think about a year ago now already. The chairperson is selling. And then also you got Elon Musk's own brother is selling. Now, generally speaking, when Elon Musk's bro sells, that's time to get out. And honestly, you're a fool. If literally his brother, who's like, can't get more inside than that, is dumping, you got to be paying attention to stuff. On top of that, like the technology doesn't work. I just made a video on this, and if you guys haven't watched it, please do. It's about this dude who crashed the Cybertruck into a pole. And there's some interesting comments that y'all have in the community. I love to share your comments. You guys are funny. This is from Frederick. Frederick says, don't make the same mistake I did. Don't buy a Tesla. No, literally exactly what I thought. No way. I would ever buy a Tesla. Someone else also wrote, the real engineering marvel is that pole. It didn't budge. Mraz says, if only Tesla built cars as resilient as other glorious light bulbs. I noticed the owner of the light bulb company isn't a loud billionaire tweeting this every hour of every day. True, I noticed that needs a Medal of Honor. I think that's to the light pole, and that's a good one. Guys, this is what's going on, is essentially you have to choose which reality you want to live in. The reality I want to live in is like, I literally just saw a Tesla, crash into the light pole. And the funny thing is the guy who did that, and you got to watch the video, he's still praising Elon, even though he almost died. Now, Elon, this is what he's tweeting out today. He says, seriously? And for damn sure, I'm 1000% more trustworthy than untold numbers of deep state bureaucrats and fraudsters who may be misusing your Social Security right now, your Social Security number. So I'll let you guys be the judge. Do you agree with Elon? Do you believe Elon is 1,000% more trustworthy than all of these other people who have a Social Security number? And then this is someone, I don't know who this is. Ashley St. Clair says, what the F do you think Elon Musk is going to do with Social Security number? Tweet it? Open a line of credit you don't have? I don't know. I will say this, though. I think Elon Musk and Trump, that they're essentially want to have these tariffs. They're going to tax people. They're going to dump that money into a sovereign wealth fund. And then they're going to use that money, again, your money, to acquire and do lots of tech things, because a lot of Elon Musk and the bros solutions is, when in doubt, get more tech bros, more AI. More technology will save everyone, and forget you and your jobs. Who cares? But people are fighting back, and these are the consumer part. As a company, you do not want these headlines. And we haven't seen something like this, at least in my lifetime, something like this. It's crazy. Elon Musk DOGE activities trigger protests, vandalism for Tesla. Also, this Tesla stores are targeted by vandals and arsonists. Oh, I don't know about the arsonist part. Wow. Basically, people are all like hating on your brand. It's just really nuts, right? So this is a sign. Like, this would be Germany disrupt Tesla. This was an interesting one. This was at Michigan State, so that'd be East Lansing. And essentially, Tesla goes to college campuses, right? Tries to recruit people to come work for them. And you got protesters at the recruiting events. Like, for example, this lady's holding up a sign, "Don't work for Musk." I mean, that's bad. That's bad press. Sometimes people say, all press is good press, but no, you don't want to taint your brand so bad that people, are protesting you at your recruiting events and turning, students off. Protesters saying, "Don't be a muskrat. Support students, not fascists." And here's some more quotes. It's kind of interesting. She said, "Musk, who is unelected, should not be able to possess this power, and that she wants to bring this to attention of any students who may be considering working for Tesla." Here's a quote. "Students have choices to make right now, and they're tough. It's expensive to live. It's hard to buy a house. There's no health care. It's really hard, and I sympathize with students. But they do have choices to make about where they go and intern and where they choose to work. And one good choice if they want to choose ethically. It is to not work or a company, I should be for a company, owned by a guy who is trying to dismantle their government," right? So, the acknowledgement is that, guys, it's tough out there. You need a job, right? You're a student, get that, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to work for, Elon Musk. She also says here, she also believes that when students consider job opportunities and internships, they should think critically about whether or not the company aligns with their own personal values. Here's another quote. "The advice I give students is that every decision they make should be based on their values, so if your values are to uplift all voices and have an inclusive perspective like many of us do, then working at a company like Tesla isn't aligned with their values, and you can do a whole lot better." Then it says, "Tesla recruiters presenting at the recruitment event declined to be interviewed." And you guys may not know this. When Elon Musk took over Twitter, a lot of people left, and there was actually a lot of the Americans left. And some of the people that stayed at Twitter were basically had to, because their residency was tied to their visas, right? Just imagine you buy a house and you got your kids in school, and you don't really want to work for Elon, but you're kind of stuck. But for the Americans at Twitter, they left, and I suspect it's a very similar thing at Tesla, because a lot of good people have left Tesla, actually. And who's left at Tesla? Maybe people have no choice. You have this kind of stuff, and like I said, I don't know if I've seen something like this, but we haven't seen things like to where, at least in our lifetimes, where someone just buys the presidency and sells you all this fake technology, is a con artist, and then tries to take over all the private information, and then he's bragging about, "Oh, I can handle these social security numbers just fine." He says he's 1,000% better than everyone else. And now people are, it's no wonder people are painting graffiti on his cars. I mean, people need Medicare, Social Security, this kind of stuff, because Musk just keeps saying that he's going to cut like $2 trillion from the budget. But that money's got to come from, Social Security, Medicare, these kind of things, like the things that people really need. And so, and there's multiple facets to the story. Like here you have the projection of Musk on the factory in Berlin, because he's getting involved with Berlin politics, Australia, Canada, UK. And then you got this, because you're kind of wondering, like, okay, what is Elon Musk after? Well, he wants to do a digital wallet thing on X. And so there's this Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. I always get the name wrong, but it's this was a thing that was set up after the great financial crisis to protect consumers. And so, right, essentially Musk wants to get rid of any sort of government thing that wants to protect consumers, so that he can come in and set up his own, banking system or whatever with Elon. And not only do I not want my money with Elon, I definitely don't want my Social Security number or anything Medicaid or anything payment related to Elon. But he's trying to convince all his followers that everything's great and wants you to follow as well. It says right here, for example, and this is where it gets interesting. In another weekend takeover of a federal agency's operations, staffers from efficiency initiative led by billionaire Elon Musk helped to effectively shut down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, right? So then now I guess they have access to this thing. It says they gain access to an array of the Bureau's protected information. So I guess they're getting our information. The actions began last Thursday when 4 young staffers working under Musk for the Department of Government Efficiency showed up at the CFPB's Washington headquarters. At first, they had what was described as read-only access to a limited array of documents, including the agency's internal personnel files, procurement records, and budgeting and financial data. Okay. And then this also says late Friday night, the DOGE staffers were granted access to all the CFPB's data systems, including sensitive bank examination and enforcement records. That's coming from 5 people who have said this. The people asked not to be identified, right? They're worried about, being targeted by Elon. By Sunday, the agency was a skeleton. And actually, I know the workers are protesting outside right now. Musk, whose social media platform X has recently begun firming up plans for an online payments industry, had already predicted the demise of the Consumer Watch Agency. He didn't want to comment, of course. On top of that, and there's a lot of news. This is a Monday here, and keeps breaking out. I guess he wants to buy OpenAI now. And so Elon Musk is collecting a bunch of people. I guess the bid is $97.4 billion to buy OpenAI. My understanding is he essentially Elon wants to fire everyone in the government, turning all the data, all your data, everyone's data over to the, AI, and I guess computers are going to run everything. That's Elon's plan. And, I'm thinking like maybe he wants to do this because people don't like him. And the only thing he can work with these days is either young kids who are too stupid, to realize that Elon's a con artist. And then he's just like, okay, I'll get machines and young people. Because old people, experienced people, they had nothing to do with this guy. And buying the OpenAI thing is an interesting thing. He's been suing OpenAI before, and now he's trying to buy it. It says here, consortium investors led by Elon Musk is offering $97.4 billion to buy a nonprofit that controls OpenAI, upping the stakes in this battle with Sam Altman. I think he's sued him 5 times, I believe. Musk has sued Altman 5 times. I think it's something like that. Also says here, the unsolicited offer adds a major complication to the Altman's carefully laid out plans for converting to the for-profit. Here's a quote here. Quote, it's time for OpenAI to return to the open source, safety-focused force for good it once was. I guess that's Musk is saying that, I guess. We will make sure that happens. OpenAI spokesman did not respond to comment. On top of that, they're going to go to trial. So evidently, so Musk put a little bit of money in this early on, and then they actually have emails, OpenAI people do, about what Musk was saying to them, et cetera. And so they were having discussions about this early on. But I'll just say this, Musk lies quite a bit. And then when they show emails and stuff like that, and you can find my old videos if you want to look at the emails, it always shows that Musk is erratic, he's a liar, and he's tough to do business with. I personally, like, have we seen something like this before? And how long is it going to be till this guy melts down? That's why we're all watching it together. That's why I think, like in this example, I don't think his X/XAI, that's the stuff they're trying to sell to Wall Street right now. I don't think they really have anything much. And essentially what they're trying to do then is build their own, I think they're calling this the GSAI, to run the government. But I think they need to get that OpenAI technology or whatever to do that. So you're talking about a guy selling you stuff that says, oh, it's going to work. It's so awesome. But I don't see it happening. And already you have, the opposition parties, so would be the Democrats, writing bills. It's like the Elon Musk Act. So you can't get contracts with the government, if you're private, if you're a special government employee. Another one, make him liable for anything bad that happens. And, will the Trump gambit pay off? That's what we're watching. Trump is trying to put in his own people. So this is, for example, in the FDIC, they're messing around with that. They're removing some people, adding his people. I know there's a lot of acronyms are putting around here. This is the bank stuff. On top of that, you have the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. That's the one that was they're telling them not to work, basically to stay home, kind of thing. Same what they did with the USAID. It's like multiple agencies, and I looked at their website. The website, I guess the front page is down. And these kind of people, they have all kinds of data, and they're trying to protect consumers out there. And it's funny, I was looking at their website. The most recent stuff they were writing on there was talking about casino and sports betting apps in your data. For real. It's right here. I was like, what the heck? But you know, the Elon Musk story is insane because like I see reports of this all the time, right? They're breaking all kinds of laws. So right now, what they're trying to do to get around, things to where they're trying to prove their robot driving things work, which they don't, is do that in Texas where there's no regulations, right? And Elon Musk always says things are wonderful, things are fantastic, but guys, they're getting crushed right now in China. BYD is killing them there. That's their home market. I promise you, Tesla's not going to be the leader in Japan, right? They got Toyota, Honda's there. Here in Korea, there's no way Tesla's going to beat Hyundai and Kia, right? So how many more markets do you have? And in Europe, you got strong competition from the local European brands. And then maybe the US market, but the problem is you're taking everyone's data. So who's the buyers for your stuff, right? And then the BYD thing, they just announced a new car, $9,600, I guess, and it's gonna have driving stuff in it, just like the Teslas. So you could buy a BYD for 9,600, or you can buy a Tesla for really 30 or 40 grand at the lowest. I just don't see it happening for Tesla. On top of that, it says here, BYD sold 3.7 million passenger cars in China. That's up 37%. And then comparison, Tesla sold 660,000 cars. That's how much different BYD is. 3.7 million sold BYD in China, and then Tesla is 660,000 cars in China. He's on his way out, and you're just pissing off people in Germany. I'm just showing you guys Elon's tweets, pissing off people in the UK. His stock is down 12.99% as of recording year to date, down 26% as of recording from the peak, which is December 17th. And we're just watching this fire go crazy. And that's your headline there. Tesla's brand is toxic and its sales are in the toilet. So please let me know what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video.